Exhale, Michigan. It's a wonderful day for an exorcism because the Detroit Red Wings have just gotten the dub against the Montreal Canadiens. In regulation, mind that. A huge comeback in Motown, and I'm not gonna lie, as a guy who cheers for both the Canadiens and the Red Wings, it kinda pains my heart to see the Habs blow a lead in the third period and lose the game in regulation. But I'll say this about this game between these two teams. The Detroit Red Wings needed these points more than the Habs. And the Red Wings needed a regulation win more than the Habs needed one. Ultimately, as a Habs fan, it pains to see them lose, but if it's for the cause, it's for the cause. Now, honestly, the best scenario would have been this game going to overtime and both of these teams getting points. But ultimately, the standings beg to differ. Right now, if you look at the Eastern Conference standings, the Montreal Canadiens are third overall in the Atlantic with 84 points in 68 games. The Red Wings, they have 84 points too. But they are in the second wild card, tied with the Boston Bruins, who, by the way, just won today as well. So the Red Wings really needed those 2 points. They were out of the playoffs without them. The New York Islanders are 1 point back of Detroit with the same amount of games played. So obviously this has been a super tight wild card race. One of these teams is going to be eliminated. You can't even discredit Columbus because they have a chance to slip as well. They're third overall in the Metro. It's a pretty tight batch of teams with 84 to 83 points, and the Wings and Habs are right there in the thick of it. Everybody knows. So I can live with the Canadiens' regulation loss if it means Detroit gets the full 2 points. This was a Slobberknocker of a game, though. My gosh, the physicality. You can tell these teams don't really like each other. And sure, some of the more physical moments in this game were, let's just say self-inflicted. But I think the biggest moment of conflict that arose from this hockey contest occurred at the end of the first period, where Ben Sherratt ended up bodying Zach Bolduc into John Gibson, and all hell absolutely broke loose afterwards. Now, yeah, goalie interference, you can say. That's definitely not a play where the goaltender should be at fault. But at the same time, it's like, Ben Sherratt's the guy who pushed the Canadiens player into the goaltender. I don't think we can ignore that either. A big scrum ensued afterwards. It was a total slobberknocker of a moment and of a hockey game itself. So obviously this was a spectacle for the eyes on the entertainment scale. But aside from that, I mean, you take a look at all the penalties that were handed out in this hockey contest. You got a bunch of roughing calls, some interferences thrown in there, holding the stick as well. It was a very physical game. And I think both of these fan bases, if you are just watching from an entertainment standpoint, you're probably pretty happy with how this game transpired. It was a really nice way to spend a Thursday evening, wasn't it? But overall, it is the Detroit Red Wings that come away with the victory after being down 1-0 partway through the second period. We had no goals for the first 30 minutes or so before Juraj Slafkovsky on the power play gets things started goal-scoring-wise for the Habs. Nick Suzuki goes over to Cole Caulfield, who centers it. The puck deflects off of Gibson right in front to Slaf, who is there. He shoots, he scores, he gets his 25th goal on the season. It's a pretty nice one to go. And Montreal takes the late lead in the second period. It's one of these moments where I saw Red Wings fans kind of freaking out. Hey, wait a minute. We're losing. Boston is winning their game. Columbus is going on a tear. We cannot afford to lose. I saw a lot of Red Wings fans in the second period intermission saying things like, hey, wake up, boys. Lucas Raymond, you gotta get into another gear, baby. We know you're capable of that. What's going on with this dude? It was a pretty stressful intermission, I would say, for the majority of Red Wings fans who are hoping to see this team make a splash and make a playoff berth. But give it a few minutes into the third period, and that's exactly what we end up seeing. As Patrick Kane, 2 minutes in, holds the puck at the very top of the Montreal Canadiens zone. He is just inside the blue line. And then he just lobs a puck towards the front of the goal. It takes a bounce off of Jakub Dobes' blocker, and then it goes off of JT Compher's leg and in. Noah Dobson not properly boxing out his guy. And Compher is right there on the doorstep. The puck hits him, it goes in, it is a good goal. And 1-1 is the score just 2 minutes into the third. Give it about 14 minutes after that, and you have a beautiful, unassisted goal scored by Alex DeBrincat, who takes advantage of Mike Matheson's fumble as Matheson is skating backwards into his own zone trying to corral the puck. He loses it, DeBrincat picks it up, he scores on the backhand, one-on-one on Dobes. These are the plays that you cannot afford to make if you are Montreal. You can't be making mistakes like that, Matheson. And for Jakub Dobes' sake, I understand it was a breakaway against one of the top goal scorers in the league, but you need a save. Like, I'm sorry. DeBrincat has 34 goals on the season. He is one of the top dudes, yes. But at some point, you need your goaltender to step up and you need to make a save. I'm not saying that, most goalies would have made a save there. I'm just saying that if you're a team that needs to make the playoffs, you need to get every support you can get. And unfortunately, the Montreal Canadiens succumbed to the cat on that play. It's a 1-goal game. Detroit with the lead, and ultimately with the empty net, with 20 seconds to go, it is Alex DeBrincat who ends up finding Andrew Copp with a beautiful aerial backhand pass in the neutral zone. Copp then thwarts the check of the D, comes in on goal, and buries an empty net marker. It is a very solid play out of the Detroit Red Wings, and they tidy up this game, winning 3-1. Again, I'll say it the same way I'd been saying it this entire time. The Red Wings needed these points more than the Montreal Canadiens needed these points. Even though the Habs still have themselves a pretty tough race as well, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for them and their solo quest to make the playoffs too. But the Red Wings are just kind of in a more dire spot right now, so I can live with the 2 points heading over to Motown in this one. I understand that not everybody is going to agree with that, but ultimately, this is a moment that I think the Red Wings needed to capitalize on. They needed to just kind of pull their bootstraps up and find themselves a way to win. They were able to do that, courtesy of Alex DeBrincat, JT Compher, Patrick Kane, and Andrew Copp. So ultimately, this Slobberknocker of a game goes Detroit's way. And I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about today's hockey contest between the Wings and the Canadiens? The atmosphere in Motown is getting crazy. A lot of fans are excited to see what a potential playoff berth could look like, but there is still some work to go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.